Hello, World Wide Web. I'm Dr. Shado, the internet personality with the best hair, and welcome back to Stay, Democratic People's Republic of Korea, my first and only trip to North Korea. And we on that little date kind of thing with Young, down at the art museum, which is nice, and we scared the shit out of an artist, and we had a little graphic appear, but it was not a lewd. But we did learn in the last episode, I'm a white guy with blonde short hair. So, if I knew that, I would have just fucking said that my name was Marshall Mathis. I'm an alcoholic, have a disease, and we don't know what to call it, but I hide your wallet because I'm coming up quick to sleep. I mean, that's fuck. Okay. Anyway, we're getting lunch. Since the trolley bus won't be back for a while, we end up eating at the complex's cafeteria. This might be the most meager meal I've had since coming here, and the worst kimchi. Young and I sit in a corner away from the others, lest another guy panics at my lack of Koreanness. There's more art to see, and we should probably end the tour with the grand monuments outside before smacking the trolley bus. It's hit the bus, but anyway, isn't that where Yoonji had her international incident? Yes, the statues of our beloved leaders who transcended to watch over us from the stars. That's a rather beautiful way of describing the death of someone. Death? Gods do not die. They transcend when it's time and leave their progeny in charge. You think the former leaders are gods? Not at all. No! No! 0 out of 10. 0 out of 10. This is nothing like Panzer models. They're not former leaders. They just guide us in a transcendent state. Right. So how about this kimchi? Yoonji's is way better, am I right? Young appears lost in reverent thought about the dead leaders. Maybe that's for the best. The relative silence is interrupted as a bull clangs to the ground. Looking over, I see a middle-aged lady who has unfortunately dropped her kimchi. The poor woman appears to be on the verge of tears as she uses her own shirt to mop up the mess. Couldn't they get her a mop or something? No, the rule for wasting food is one must clean it up with their own cloth. Will they at least give her another bowl of food? Seriously, I can see her ribs through her shirt. No, each person is only allowed one bowl. She'll have to wait until she goes home to eat. That doesn't seem fair. Even the drill instructors weren't that cruel in boot camp. It seems sad, but she was given according to her needs. To give her more would be to deny someone else's needs. I probably have a really dumbfounded look on my face. It just seems unfathomable. It's not like the bowls of kimchi were that big anyway. I'm going to let her starve? Can you wait just 1 second? I have to do something. Need to split the head? That's hit the head, and no, I just need to do something. It'll only take a minute. Okay, but please don't leave the mess hall. I won't. I pick up my bowl of kimchi, of what I've only eaten a spoonful. With some reservation, considering how many people are staring at me already, I slowly walk over to the woman who has spilled her food. She's sitting alone and crying softly and waiting for the end of her scheduled break. She doesn't hear me approach, but I'm pretty sure I feel all the other eyes on me. When I finally get to her, I place my bowl in front of her. I try my best to speak formal Korean. You look hungry. Here, please have this kimchi. She looks up at me with a confused expression, and then looks down as she to see that bowl in front of her. She doesn't move to get it. It's okay, I'm not hungry, so you enjoy it. She still seems confused, but she slowly moves her hand to the bowl. I nod to reassure her that it's okay to eat it. When she finally has it in her hands and realizes I'm not going to steal it, knock it over, or slap her, she softly mumbles to me, Thank you. I then head back to sit down with Young again, and she has a baffled look on her face. Why did you do that? Now you'll have no lunch and won't be able to eat until we go home. You're absolutely right. Do you want to walk around the rest of the day on an empty stomach? You couldn't be more right if you tried. I'm telling you that you'll be hungry until we get home. Doesn't that bother you? Yet again, you are correct. Are you even listening? You just keep agreeing with me even when I'm asking a question. Dad always told me to avoid an argument with a woman. Just keep telling her she's right. Seemed to work for him. Well, I can't say he's wrong, but now is not the time. I'll be fine. I need to lose some weight anyway. Liar, I can see your abs in the cameras when you change. You have cameras? That's not the point. I'm going to ignore that for now. Either way, she needs the food more than me. This place is taking starving artists to a dangerous level. I guess I don't quite understand, but it seems like you did a very nice thing. I share my kimchi with you, but I ate it already. It's fine. Let's go see the statues. She nods, stands up again, and takes me by the hand to head back into the main art exhibit areas. She's really not shy about holding hands. Not that I'm complaining. But I will complain about the odd looks I keep getting from the workers. You motherfuckers! Go away! I get the feeling they see me holding hands with Young and they're somewhat between angry and confused. As we go back through the artist's work area, I see my old friend, the guy who freaked out when I watched him paint. And now the American soldier in the painting. Oh, what the hell? That bastard painted my face on him! Oh, get him, that little shit! Are you feeling okay? Who, me? Oh, yeah, I'm fine. Why do you ask? You spaced out there for a bit. Oh, sorry, I just got lost in thoughts. We have a little more time before the trolley bus comes to take us home. Shall we go to the statues now? Sure thing. Just do me a favor and don't go full Yunji on me and bow when I'm trying to take a picture. Silly boy, only Yunji does that. Always in a rush and she never checks. It was bound to happen someday. Too bad she destroyed the evidence. Yeah, that would have made an awesome CG shot. It's a little self-aware. What now? Nothing. Let's go. Young leads me back outside, and we travel a path to Mansudae Hill, home of many large monuments to Korea and the Workers' Party. Young takes us to the large statues of the first two leaders of Korea. She bows to them and then turns to talk to me. And she sends me a text at the worst possible time. Oh no, it's more Discord. What's going on Discord again? Let me see. Let me guess. Is it Conspired talking about, like, linking to YouTube channels or pictures? Or just say, Narkers saying narc or something? Kiwi Smurf, link to a PC Gamer article. Okay, that's great. These are the statues of the two great leaders, the original leader and his son who followed him after his transcendence. They stand at 22 meters tall and are made of bronze. Original leader on the left was erected first while he was still beating us on the ground. He was covered in gold leaf in the original statue, but was later altered to bronze. Yeah, those are some really tall statues. I should get a picture to show everyone back home. I whip out my hopelessly outdated flip phone and try to work the camera as best I can. As soon as I take a shot, Young is peering over my shoulder as I was at the result. No, I'm sorry, that won't do. You'll need to delete that and take it again. What? Why? It's a pretty good shot from this shoddy phone. You aren't even in the photo, so there's no wardrobe malfunctions. I don't think you understand why Yunji was so angry in her story. While I'm sure she was embarrassed a little at her unmentionables on film, she was more upset that the Russian tourist hadn't gotten all of both statues in the shot. Wait, so because I don't have their legs at all in the shot, I have to retake it? Yes, I cannot look the other way on this. Please delete and try again. Fine. Here goes nothing. I delete the photo and try to frame both of them on the tiny screen. No good. I have to keep moving back. But the further back I go, the smaller the picture. After about 5 bad takes, I finally get a shot that fits in the frame.
Very good. This photo is acceptable.
Sure. Too bad I can't tell anyone they're statues anymore. Tell that they're statues anymore.
It's almost time for the trolley bus to get here. Let's head over to the stop.
Sounds good. She takes me by the hand and leads me back. Once at the stop, it's only a short 5-minute wait for the trolley bus. It's the same one from this morning, much to my chagrin. It appears that our seat from this morning is already taken, thankfully.
Well, you had the whole bus to pick from, and that's the one you picked. I figured it was the best seat in the house, but I guess not.
Maybe I can get a seat that doesn't offer a free spring colonoscopy this time. I guess there was that problem. We sit down at the trolley and the trolley of death begins heading home.
I hope you had a good time today. Mansadai isn't always an easy tour for Americans.
It was okay. A lot of the art was nice. I appreciate those 2 guards not having itchy trigger fingers.
If you like, I can get you in contact with the Italian company that Mansadai works through to sell the art pieces.
I couldn't have just paid one of the artists there.
No, their work and thus the profits belong to the state.
That explains so much. Young nods at this, and again, within 10 minutes, she's asleep on my shoulder. I'm too worried to sleep as I sit there trying to figure out the best possible escape route, in case we hit a pothole and the trolley bus flips over. I may have learned more than I ever wanted to about Korea throughout today, and it all makes me a bit uncomfortable. What have I gotten myself into? Once we got to the stop, I gently nudged Young to wake. Thanks for today, Young. I liked touring with you.
I enjoyed it as well. Shall we go inside and tell Yunji about it?
I guess we have no choice. Let's go in. It's been about an hour since we arrived from our first date expedition in Korea. Yunji insisted on cooking dinner for everyone, and Young is in her room writing in her diary. I'm sprawled out on the floor, just staring at the ceiling. It's gray. Looks like the roof may have a leak in the top. I think there's some mold damage. To be honest, I'm a bit bored. I'd heard that Korea has a thriving nightlife scene. Apparently it's all in Seoul, while in what Young and Yunji call the occupied area of their country. It appears my friends are from the northern half of the peninsula, and Pyongyang is anything but a nightlife paradise. Quite the opposite. Pretty much what amounts to a curfew law here. And Japan. I mean, it's not really a curfew law, but there is a no fun law. After my stay in Japan, I'm trying to say in the vlogs, yeah, there is like no fucking nightlife because it is against the law. And then I got some comments going like, "Oh, you were wrong. Japan has a nightlife. Trust me, it does." And I'm like, I was in Tokyo, and I couldn't go anywhere because the buses and trains have stopped going. I had nowhere to stay because I didn't have money, and the hotels were all fucking taken up anyway, and the prices for hotels were way higher than Google said. And I had to keep moving, couldn't sleep on the street, because then the police come and you're like, hey, you a vagrant, you loitering, this, that, all kinds of bad things. Illegal, no good. So, me and Creepy had to walk around, stay the fuck awake. And it's kind of funny knowing Tokyo, biggest fucking city in the goddamn country, one of the biggest fucking cities in the world. Past like 1 a.m. and especially 2 a.m. in the morning, 2 a.m. and beyond, fucking no one around. No one on the street except maybe, like, you might spot a homeless person, if you're lucky. They tend to hide. But, yeah, nightlife. Not a thing in Japan. Because there are laws against music and dancing. Well, there's laws against dancing mostly, I think it is. Dancing is something you're not legally allowed to do beyond 1 in the morning, I think.
It's a very strict law, and any place that could have dancing is like, nope, we don't nothing. You can stay at the internet cafe, but you gotta get your ass in there before midnight. Otherwise, you're not getting in. Anyway, that tangent out of the way. So instead of knocking back a few with the ladies, I'm staring at the sea. Sighing, I figure I'll go say hi to Young and make my way to Yunji's room where I knock on the door. Hi, Young. How goes the writing? Not so bad, just trying to keep track of your trip so I can reflect on it for years to come. Sounds nice. Can I take a look at it? Of course not. A woman's journal is sacred. No man should be looking at it. Journal is a pretty sophisticated name for a diary. I suppose so. I guess I just like the word better. Sounds like something an adult would keep, as opposed to a high school girl depicted as being over 18. That seems like an awfully specific example, but I think I get where you're going. So how can I help you? Well, I guess if I'm going to guess we're not allowed outside at night, being, well, Korea. So I was wondering what you and Yunji do for fun during those times. We read, or listen to the radio, fix each other's hair. Yeah, I guess I could let you mess with my hair, but I doubt you want me anywhere near yours. Why not? The only hair studying experience I have is from the barracks. By that I mean giving us Sunday night high and tight cuts before Monday morning formation. So, got anything else in mind? We do have a couple of board games. Most are for 2 players, though. But I think we do have this one, one our parents had when we were growing up. We could all play it together. It's been a while since I played a board game. Guess it could be fun. You don't sound too enthusiastic at the prospect. It'll be fine, unless you're really feeling a buzz cut. I'd rather not look like a boy. Like anyone can mistake you for a boy. It's not like you're young. It appears Yunji has snuck in on us while we were talking. You better not finish that word. European pop stars. Decker here wanted to play a board game. But we only have one game that's made for more than 2 players. I know. Looks like it's time to break it out. First time in ages. I'm so excited. Twister. Better be Twister. I want it to be Twister. Let's make it Twister. And then you can take her and twist it. It's nice. But not the new version of Twister where they fuck with all the fucking rules and fuck it up. Yeah. Classic Twister. Well, the two of you seem pretty high on the idea. Hey, what are we playing? You never said. We'll tell you later. Let's go eat quickly so we can play. Yunji ushers us out to go eat dinner. Mostly light fare tonight. Steamed rice with some vegetables along with the usual kimchi. Seems I get kimchi with every meal. I may end up hating cabbage after this trip. We eat in comfortable silence, and when we're finished, I help Yunji clean up while Young goes to fetch the game. While drying, I can hear Young humming from the other room as she sets up the game. She sounds pretty happy. Makes me smile. I've got the board set up for whenever you're both done in there. Dibs on the original leader token! You can't call dibs when we all aren't sitting in the room. That's like calling shotgun before they even bring out all the weapons to choose from. That's not what calling shotgun means at all. Don't care, I call dibs. Fine. I swear, you're such a child at times. As if to emphasize Young's point, Yunji sticks her tongue out at her. I walk over and see what almost looks like a familiar game to me. Not Monopoly. Monopoly. The board and setup appear to be very much like Trumpopoly, the property buying game based on purchasing overpriced hotel properties in Miami. Upon closer inspection, I find out just how different the game really is. Well, they made like 2,000 different versions of it. I'm pretty sure there is a North Korean Monopoly out there somewhere. Why the fuck not? Hell, they did a make-your-own-opoly, so technically it could exist. You don't even have to have them release a mass market version of it. Just to make your own monopoly, make your own fucking North Korea monopoly.
Stay. Democratic People's Republic of Korea, the game of annexation. Take over leadership of countries oppressed by capitalism and convert them to the way of the one true Korea. Well, I've seen alternate editions of Trumpopoly based on college campuses and popular movies, but this has to be the most offensive ripoff I've ever seen.
As future representatives of the one and true Korea, the game is vital to learning how to liberate the world from the shackles of capitalism.
Not sure I can agree with that statement, but seeing as there isn't much else on the docket, tell me how to play.
The money over there is called the Leo's Trust, in which he entrusts us to use to buy influence in the world. You roll and move your token, and when you land on a country, everyone pitches in their share to purchase sovereign ground for a Korean embassy. When you own all the countries in a color block, you can start placing consulates. Once you have 4 consulates on a country, you can trade them for an ambassador. When all the countries in a color block have ambassadors, you convert them into cabals. Then comes the fun part. When all the countries in the color block have cabals, you roll the Korean occupation dice against the foreign government dice. If the Korean dice roll is higher than the foreign dice roll, you successfully lead a coup d'etat, taking over that region, converting that block to Korean property. You'll get a bonus on the roll, and the more converted the color block, the lower the bonus, and it's harder to get stubborn countries to turn.
This is not the spirit of Trumpopoly at all! In fact, it's a little frightening at this point of the game is to lead coups against friendly capitalist nations, not to mention the other factor. So tell me, what are the victory conditions?
Convert all color blocks on the board to Korean control.
Seriously, I thought the original Trumpopoly took forever to play. The victory conditions for this game are practically unreachable without playing for hours on end.
Stop whining, Yankee Doodle. The average playing time is only a mere 17 hours. Not counting bathroom and meal breaks. Sorry, make that 19 hours.
We're not really going to play for 19 hours straight, are we?
Maybe we can play a shortened version tonight. Stop after a couple hours. After all, we all need our sleep, so we'll be energized for tomorrow's date.
You guys know that's not how you use that word in America.
And here, I thought no soldier would complain about going out on dates with 2 girls. You're not one of those, how do you say, don't ask, don't tell, are you?
First of all, no, and we did away with that policy back in 2010. I guess I just find it surprising that you want to call our outings dates from the get-go.
You're worried too much. Now, are we going to play or not?
She grabs what I can only assume is the original leader token and places it on the stay square.
Here are the other tokens. Pick whichever one you'd like.
There's a Korean flag on a pole, a bowl of kimchi, another leader figure, a nuclear warhead, and what appears to be a blob with a muzzle. Guess that token slipped past quality control. A blob with a muzzle? So it's like a firing gun? I guess I'll take the bowl of kimchi.
Great, I'll take the unified thought bubble of the Workers' Party.
You mean that blob is actually supposed to look like that?
Please kindly refrain from insulting a token of the Workers' Party.
Sorry, my bad. We roll off to see who goes first, and Yoonji gets the honor. She does so and moves her token.
Uruguay. Okay, everyone, chip in your share so we can secure the embassy space.
Come again? We all have to pay.
Yeah, she mentioned that in the rules earlier. If you had been paying attention. We explained this earlier. The money is communal from the leader. We all have to pool in equally to get what we want in all of the countries.
But that means at the end of the game, we'd all have the same amount of money.
Of course we will. Don't be silly. We are all equals in the eyes of the leader. Now fork over some cash, Yankee Doodle.
Would you mind not calling me that?
You are American, right? Yankee Doodle Dandy?
I don't think they even sing that in elementary school anymore.
Anyway, it's my turn, and I stop at Rhodesia. Everyone kick in.
Did the makers of this game not know that Rhodesia is the country anymore? How old is this game anyway?
A minor detail. Besides, there aren't many other nations nearby worth annexing. It's your turn, by the way.
Okay, rolling. Common worker's chest.
Oh, you get to pick a card from the red pile.
Okay, then, the card reads, the leader needs everyone in Sweden. Move all tokens to Sweden and pay double for anything purchased as compensation for the leader's visit with the Swedish bikini team. I don't think there really ever was a Swedish bikini team. It was just a beer commercial gag.
I've heard that rumor as well, as if women would objectify themselves in small amounts of clothing for the pleasure of men.
You're one to talk. The skirts don't leave much to the imagination.
She hops up faster than a lance corporal trying to avoid duty. Stop looking!
Purple suits you really well, Yunji.
They're not purple, they're lavender. Why am I explaining this?
Good question. It's your turn.
Oh. I am not going to continue playing like this for hours. I'm going to leave this video here. This has been Stay, Democratic People's Republic of Korea, my first and only trip to North Korea. And I think based on the one line earlier talking about a high school student with a diary, but even though they're in high school, they're still supposedly over 18 and this and that. I think that that's probably a jab more directly at Go Nippon, but I'm not sure because I haven't actually played that, so I'm wondering if there are more jabs at Go Nippon throughout this. Might be a good amount of humor that I'm simply not getting, which could explain why I'm not finding it as funny as Panzer Models. Panzer Models was a more in general jab at visual novels, of which I am quite familiar. This has enough visual novel jabs, but it seems to be a very specific one of a specific thing. It's like watching a scary movie and not having watched Scream or I Know What You Did Last Summer. So it's like, you get it, but you don't really get it half the time. So, might be it. Anyway, until next time.